I'm Glenn McGuinness, and this is Outburst. On this show, how quickly will Canada's economy rebound from COVID-19?
Definitely probably an impact for years.
It takes 2 to 3 years, for sure, hands down.
I hear predictions up to 5 years.
Generations before they can bounce back from the deficit, yeah.
I believe in the people. We're going to get through this.
As different parts of the country begin the methodical approach of easing restrictions put in place by COVID-19, many business owners are breathing a sigh of relief as they slowly reopen and try to regain the momentum they once had before the lockdown. But despite things opening up to some degree, some Canadians will still be cautious and feel things are moving too fast, while others feel things aren't moving fast enough. So, what do you think? Our question. How concerned are you about the risk in reopening the economy?
I think we should be very careful opening the economy because the COVID spreads very fast and it's very dangerous and we might have a second wave, so we have to be very careful.
I think we have to accept that there's going to be an increase once it does come out, but that this is probably going to be with us for the long term, and we have to allow society to get back and function for ultimately the good of society, even though there is going to be some additional disease come into the public. That, and with that being said, we have to continue to put maximum efforts on to protecting the people that are vulnerable, and we know who those people are.
No, I think the balance of has been pushed too far on the side of the disease of COVID. And we need to take into account the fact there are costs with destroying the economy and people's livelihoods. So no, I'd like to see the economy reopen sooner and quicker.
I'm not that concerned about reopening the economy personally. I'm a younger individual. Obviously, I don't have as many health concerns as others. I think there's accommodations that need to be made for those that are more susceptible, comorbidities and so on. But I think it's honestly time to open up the economy again.
I think it's risky either way. So, yeah, it's a hard call. It's a hard call.
I have a concern on the economy more about oil and gas versus the other crisis, COVID. But at the end of the day, we've come through this before. We've gone through the ebbs and troughs of oil and gas. COVID is another problem that we're going to have to work through. But I'm confident that we're going to get through it.
I was concerned at first because I work with a vulnerable population, but if the right measures are in place for the reopening, I think everything will be okay, I hope, as long as things don't reopen too fast.
In terms of relative danger, us seniors are more at risk, so it's almost like we're going to be quarantined and everybody else will be going out and earning money. I don't know. I'm not going out to do a lot of the things I used to do, but I see the young people are. See how it goes.
Somewhat, yes. Can't open up too quick, especially the borders and letting people in. We've got to be very, very careful.
Yes. Reopening high contact things and things that are deemed, not essential and not essential for people who back in the work field. I am concerned because, there is always the possibility of new cases. I don't think people are being as safe as they should be where we've already got open. So I would like to kind of see that slow down until we get a better handle on what we've already opened up. I would have been happier to see masks be mandatory when going in and out of public buildings and stuff. So I would like to see a better handle before we start opening more things. Definitely.
I look at the USA, and USA is doing way worse than us right now in Canada. And I'm just concerned when I'm looking around and hardly anyone's wearing a mask, I'm very concerned.
Different people in different industries, the restaurant, I fear for them. The struggle is big for them just because opening at 50% of capacity, that covers your overhead. That's it. So you're not going to go anywhere. It's just covering your overhead. So we're going to lose a lot of businesses. I think there's a certain percentage that's already kind of going in that direction in the bankruptcy roll. So it's a little scary. It's an unknown, and I think that's the biggest fear is the fact that we're in an unknown world, right?
There's always a risk, no matter what stage of life. We're not promised tomorrow, so whether it's open or not, it's still our lives still continue per se.
Not so much here in New Brunswick. Seems to be okay. but there's always a chance, you know, so you try and do the best you can, I guess. So, and hopefully everybody else is doing the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. As soon as travel reopens, I mean, it might start spreading, and that's when the second wave might hit us, and things gonna go back. Like for us university students too, like everything's still online, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm a university student myself, and I was impacted by the pandemic.
To some degree, yes, I know there is a push, but safety has to come first. We've seen what's happened in the US and other economies that have opened up a bit too quickly. Especially right now, we've seen the reoccurrence of the coronavirus in China and in Singapore and Hong Kong, places like that.
No, not really. If they take it slow and easy, I've got no concerns there, no.
In a way, yes. I work in the service industry, and it's scary. You want to be careful. You want to keep your customers, but you want to be careful with them, and you want them to feel safe and assured that we're all doing the best that we can. Our economy needs to open. We need that. We really need that. How to do it in the safest way possible, I don't know.
I'm not really, because I think the number of people who are going to get this is quite low. I mean, to get it seriously. The others who are normal health will shuck it off. The way I look at it, I don't worry about it really.
It could be said that it's much easier to social distance and self-isolate during winter when the weather's cold. But as we bask in summer, many Canadians, at least temporarily, could be less cautious or concerned about the virus as more people enjoy the outdoors. So we, at a safe distance of course, set out across the country to ask Canadians how they feel about this. Our question:
does warmer weather make you less concerned about social distancing?
No, not really, because the people now are getting adjusted to that social distance, and they're keeping up pretty good, from what I've seen there.
No, definitely not.
Just because it's warmer, it doesn't mean that you have any reason to get any closer or do more.
Yeah, we're taking it very serious. I think even when the playgrounds open up, we'll be staying away and keeping to our own little bubble with family and trying to protect ourselves as best we can without getting too relaxed just because the sun is shining down.
Well, the warmer weather certainly brings out a lot more people, but when you're outside, it doesn't seem to transmit as much as if you're inside, or so, I've been reading about. As long as people are cognizant of the distance and they wear a mask, I think everybody will be okay.
Makes me more concerned. More people are going to be out, more people are going to ignore the social distancing, so I'm more concerned about it.
No, not me, but I certainly see it. I see, we're just walking around the park here, and I can see, especially younger people, the millennials, as we call them. But, I do think the warmer weather people do kind of, get closer together.
Less concerned, but right now, it's just my opinion. I think the cold does have something to do with how quickly it is spreading, how it's spread.
I think it lacks. It helps you, put the pandemic in the background and make you a little more relaxed. I mean, the warm weather does that, and I think that's only going to probably infiltrate the whole society as time goes on. Wintertime, you got a tendency to be more indoors and to worry more about it. But I think it's a little lax right now.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I think people just naturally want to congregate more in the summer. And like I said, I think people are getting fatigued by all the restrictions. We're seeing it everywhere. People want to get together and get closer. But if they take the precautions with 6 feet and the masks, then I think we'll be all right.
If you listen to the updates and everything, warmer weather kills the virus rather than spread it. So we're going to take advantage of every day we get. We're lucky to get 2 days in a row with the sun, so.
Truthfully, probably.
to be honest. I probably don't think about it as much. Wanting to get out to the park and stuff, and I probably goes to the back of my mind when I pass people walking by. I'd like to say no, but that's the honest truth.
No. I think people are more inclined to go to the beach, to go to the park. They're out of their homes. I think I'm more inclined to be worried about it.
We still maintain social distancing, especially with my son. I have older parents and older relatives, so I'm very cognizant of it. You know, you're out and we're trying to enjoy the weather as much as we can, but obviously we keep our social distance and washing our hands lots. And I'm not really interested in sitting in a restaurant right now, that's for sure.
I don't know when the danger is going to be over, but until they say the danger's over, I feel like we should all be doing our best for ourselves and our health and for others as well. So, yeah, take things seriously still, guys, because it's still out there.
Yes, I think people are less concerned with the warmer weather, and they sit very close together, they walk very close together. I think we should keep in mind that we have to have a distance.
I think people need to try to keep the distance, but getting outside is definitely making it a lot easier to keep your spirits up.
Warmer weather, it makes me feel like I need to get outside more, but obviously the concern is still there.
I don't think it's an issue. I think it'll be a mental health progression. I think it'll do better for people in general. I think it's nice for people to get out of the house and get some sun under their skin. So I don't see it as being a big issue. I think it'll actually help us as opposed to hinder us.
Actually, I'm just thrilled it's warm and sunny and that people are out and about. I was just actually thinking as I'm walking down the street how nice it is to see people again. It was very eerie downtown for a long, long time. So I'm not concerned because I feel like people are being pretty cautious that feel like they need to be.
No. The way I look at it, as long as we keep doing what our health doctors tell us, keep clean, try to cover our mouths as best we can, I don't see a major issue in that respect there.
We probably shouldn't be opening like outdoor pools and stuff like that. I think we probably shouldn't be opening like Sakomi and things, but it's nice to see people outside and actually doing things because they've been trapped inside for so long, theoretically. So I think it'll probably be okay as long as we, don't open the wrong things too fast.
I think it's an excellent thing, especially for mental health. I don't think it will affect it too much because, as you walk around and you look around, you can see that people actually took to the advice and they are, maintaining the distance. And of course, you will have some random gatherings here and there that might contribute to the spread, but I don't think it's going to be significant.
I think people are out and about more, and as it's opening up, people are out and about a bit more. But I think a lot of people are still doing the social distancing and doing the best they can, I guess. So we all can't stay home forever, and we do our best I can.
Well, people like to get out in the evenings in the summer. They like to get out even to clubs and whatnot. And social distancing will be a problem for people who like to socialize,
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. Warmer weather, people are more comfortable. People want to see their friends. They've been cooped up. I mean, I know days like this, I want to go socialize. So yeah, it's hard. Not as many people are as lucky to have kind of a universal bubble like me where I work and socialize with the same people. I am worried that people are going to kind of get given a little and they're going to take a lot, and that's my biggest concern is places like beaches, public pools, that kind of thing. I'm not ready to. I personally won't be doing things like that, even patios and stuff. I'm not quite there yet.
It makes me more concerned because people are out there, especially the beaches and the parks and stuff. I think we better be very careful.
Me personally, no, but I think you should stay aware regardless, but I guess they're allowing it to be like this, so it's going to be like this.
No, it does make me more concerned. I just have to be more aware, and have to be aware of my surroundings and who's around more so than when I stay in the house.
How many U.S. states border British Columbia? 2, 3, or 4?
3.
We're gonna go with 3.
3.
It's 3. 2.
3.
3.
4. 2.
The answer, 4.
Nice.
Good for you.
The 4 states that border British Columbia are Alaska to the northwest, Washington to the southwest, Montana to the southeast, and a little sliver of Idaho between the two. In total, 2,168 kilometers of British Columbia borders the United States, and Ontario is the only province that shares more territory with the U.S. With over 2,000 kilometers of borders, there are 19 international border crossing points between BC and the U.S. And around 50% of British Columbia's exports are sent to the United States each year, amounting to almost $22 billion worth of goods in 2019.
In terms of the economy, the uncertainty brought forward by COVID-19 has been unprecedented. In his first speech as Governor of the Bank of Canada, Tiff Macklem says COVID-19 could have a long-lasting negative effect on Canada's economy. Consumer confidence is low, and he feels it'll be a steep climb up before things get back on track. So once again, we put our ear to the ground and ask Canadians across the country when they feel the economy will be back to the way it was before the pandemic. Our question:
how quickly will Canada's economy rebound from COVID-19?
There is no playbook. I think the economy will recover fairly quickly, but it'll take a long time to pay off the debt that's been accumulated.
I think we're talking years, and I think it won't be the same economy as it was before because of the changes in the workforce and move to remote working and so on. But I think it will largely depend on the global economy because Canada is so dependent on the United States. So till things get better in the United States, I don't see how things will get better in Canada.
You know, I'm not an economist, and I don't understand things like GDP to debt ratio as well as perhaps a person of my age and experience should. But my sense is that it's probably going to be a long time, probably years before the economy is truly buoyant again.
I think that our economy wasn't in the best place to begin with already. I think that we're going to be feeling the effects of this for many years to come. Hopefully it gets back to normal soon though.
Years, it's going to take years, like Trudeau fires a little bit of pennies to us. Nah, but it's going to take years, man.
Well, I think it's going to be definitely probably an impact for years, especially in Alberta, which is built on an economy of a 10-day cowboy festival and a boom and bust economy built on an unsustainable industry. But besides that, I think, all of Canada probably a couple years.
The way I'm seeing it right at the moment, both here in Calgary and across Alberta, in Canada, I would say probably maybe 2 years, maybe 3.
I think it'll be a while, but I think it's going to be a process and how things might have to be done differently. So it's going to be an evolution of change along with kind of trying to get things for a lot of people maybe as normal as possible, but at the same time, is normal really what we want again?
I think, unfortunately, our kids are going to be paying for this economic downturn. At the end of the day, are we going to bounce back? Absolutely. We're going to have trials. But at the end of the day, we've always come through. We've seen it before. This one might be deeper than previous ones, but absolutely, I believe in the people. We're going to get through this.
It shouldn't take too long. A couple of years.
Yeah, a couple of years, but I think we'll just come back stronger, I hope.
They say bad things come in threes. We've had a financial crisis, a pandemic, and a race problem. So actually there are more, but we won't mention the other ones. But no, I don't think, I think the economy is being dismantled, and I think it's long-lasting. Long-lasting because we're going into a new age, a digital age, and it will take some time for everybody to get there. Us old guys, us old people won't do it, but the young people will fall into it.
I think we have a good chance of recovering quickly once it's out of the way, because people do, I mean, I've just seen in the downtown, in the small amount of time we've been open, people want to go do stuff and they want to spend money and they want to socialize. So I think we'll bounce back, no problem. People are going to go right back to doing things, maybe even more. People are going to have an opportunity to maybe be in a better place financially, or go try things that they haven't gotten to try before. They've been antsy. So I think we'll bounce back quickly as long as COVID actually is taken out of the way and there is a vaccine in place. Until then, I don't think much is going to be able to change.
I don't know. They're talking. It's going to take generations before they'll ever be able to come out of the hole that they got themselves in, right? The federal government. So no, I don't really know how long it's going to take, but generations before they can bounce back from the deficit. Yeah.
You figure the money being spent right now, you're looking at probably 10 years of tax, whatever, you know. But hey, you know, it is what it is, right?
Well, if you look at past pandemic, it takes 2 to 3 years for sure, hands down. And because we don't know what we're dealing with, and we still don't know what we're dealing with and which direction it's going, you know, you're looking at 2 to 3 years is a prediction that's sort of advertised, and people are kind of guessing at the moment. Anybody in the economy has mentioned those types of numbers, and so
it's going to take years. I hear predictions up to 5 years. Hopefully it's not as bad as what everybody thinks, but you never know.
That's a tough question, right? I mean, the money that's been spent on all this, I mean, it had to be done, I guess, and you know, it's either you're poor and alive or you're rich and dead. So I think poor and alive is not bad.
I think it's going to be several years before it's to some degree normal again. We're looking at huge deficits, so that's got to be paid somehow.
I fear for the industry I work in. I fear that it'll never be the same again, but I think that might be a good thing. I fear for retail because people have so switched to the online. I fear for those I fear, yeah, it's just so many different levels, and I don't know how it's all going to work out. I just keep throwing out good thoughts, and hopefully it'll all open up the right way. We'll do it the right way somehow.
As I mentioned earlier, getting the economy back up and running requires a methodical and careful approach by each province, territory, and jurisdiction as we move through this pandemic. In order to get the economy back on its feet, some feel we should move quickly to get the money flowing and to get Canadians back to work, while others feel we should still take our time. So, what's your take? Our question.
Has the reopening phase been too slow in your province?
I would say no. It's been pretty quick, I think.
Yeah, New Brunswick was really smart with their decisions.
Yeah, compared to other provinces and everything. Yeah. And it hasn't spread that quick either. So.
Not in my opinion, no. I don't think it's too slow. I'm fortunate enough that I still had a paycheck coming in, and I was able to stay home. So not everybody's in that position, and you know, I feel bad for those who weren't, but you know, do whatever we can.
No, I don't think it's been slow. I think it's been quite appropriate for the condition we're in.
No, I'd say it's been a good rate. I am concerned about upcoming tourist season and allowing people from other jurisdictions to come into the province.
No, I don't think so. It was time, right? You know, be cautious. You know, just everything takes time. You know what I mean? So.
You know what? We had to go that direction. In New Brunswick, we have been safer than in other provinces, so I'm happy with the direction that we've taken. You know, I respect the decision that have been taken, and I've taken my precaution as an individual, kept myself healthy, exercised, you know, and done what I could to keep myself healthy so I could protect others in that sense. So I'm doing my due diligence, and I'm hoping everybody else will do theirs.
No, I'm really happy that it's been slow. I'm in service. I'm happier it's been slow than quick. I mean, we've got subsidy to get us through. I would rather see that. That's what that's there for. I think the quicker we reopen things without having a good grasp on the precautions that people should be taking, that if we open things too quickly, we're just gonna have to go backwards. So honestly, slow and steady wins the race for me. Slower the better.
No, I think it's going too fast there. I think we should keep this normal pace and just keep it at the same speed, because we're not accepting tourists right now. We're not letting people come in. So I think we just go a slow, gradual pace, and we'll be okay.
It's 50-50. I mean, if we're not sick, we're not infected here, we should be open. But if we are, then we should be closed, right? It's just common sense, really.
No. Premier Higgs has done a wonderful job with the opening of this, that, and the other thing. He's done a great job, yes.
They've been following the right precautions and stuff, so I can't see why not for now. Everything's going pretty good so far.
No, I don't think so, because even if they were to open it wide, I think people don't want to really take a chance.
Nope, I think probably not soon enough.
My own feeling is that we're going way too fast in Alberta. It is completely beyond me why the Premier isn't even willing to stick to his own plan and wants to accelerate so quickly. I don't think it's a good idea for people downtown here to be as close together as they are. I've been wearing a mask even on the street, except for this interview. And nobody is immune to this thing right now. So, yes, I think we're going too fast.
Well, given the consideration, yes, okay, we have opened up the economy a little bit too fast. However, on the same token too, it's nice to have the economy picking up a bit more. That way we can get people back to work a lot faster. So that way we don't drain the system too much.
I don't think we're opening too soon. I'm not sure of the priorities of opening. So as opposed to casinos and bars opening in phase 2, I would really like to see our border opening sooner than bars and nightclubs and things like that. However, who am I to figure that one out? It's up to the governments, I guess. They probably know better than we do.
Thanks for watching this episode of Outburst on the Cable Public Affairs channel. I'm Glenn McGuinness. If you have any comments or questions about this show or any other show, you can find us on social media. You can also find us on our website at www.cpac.ca. It's your turn to speak up, and we're listening.